Got the little crystals going on, the lashes.
The hardest part of the wrestling business so far.
For you, as an announcer.
For me, as an announcer, I would say...
Or is nothing difficult for you?
No. I mean, I would say having to ignore the stupidity of online people.
Salute, Good Breads. Welcome to the Good Bread Wrestling Channel, also known as Figure 4 TV. Now today, WWE ring announcer Alicia says ignoring stupid wrestling fans on social media is the hardest part of her job. She recently was on the Busted Open radio show and she made these comments. So we're going to get into that. Guys, check out the intro and when we come back, we talk about it. And it's funny because she did this interview and then last night on SmackDown, we had the bottle incident where a stupid fan, went and threw a bottle at John Cena. For those of y'all that might have missed that, let's check that out.
Grayson Dayton with his presence one last time. He is the last. He is the last real champion, John Cena!
And it's unfortunate that majority of fans, especially the ones that spend their money, when somebody spend their money, they think they could really take control of the show just because they spent their money. And it's unfair. And it's just, this is crazy, but you're never supposed to do this. You're never supposed to, you know what I mean, put your wrestlers at risk. And it's very dangerous tossing a bottle from the crowd, like, I mean, but they should know this. I'm not a fan of selling beer and alcohol at these games. I'm not a fan of that, you know what I mean? I'm not big on beer, that's probably why, but I mean, these people don't know how to act when they get drunk. And then the wrestling already playing and toying with their emotions, and a lot of people can't handle it. Most people can't handle it. Because again, we don't fix our reality before we go to the wrestling to escape our reality. So at the end of the day, our reality is what it is. Now people bringing their reality on into the wrestling, and that's the sad part. That's the part that sucks because it makes it bad for everybody else that know how to just watch the entertainment and how to separate the entertainment from the reality. But let's get to the interview, guys.
He's the worst. He's the worst host ever. I definitely want to get back into our love of metal and rock and roll, but we wouldn't be here talking today if it wasn't for the world of pro wrestling and the WWE.
Absolutely.
So you sent me, I had asked you, I was like, Alicia, I want to talk about whatever you want to talk about. Just give me a little background about the stuff that I don't know about you. And I know very little because we just recently started to become friendly, talk. You sent me 3 pictures today, and can I share? Can I please tell the nation who they were with? All right. So she sends me 3 pictures. Alicia as a little girl, what, 7 to 10?
Sure, yeah.
She's with Big John Studd, Playboy Buddy Rose, who Tommy Dreamer gets mistaken for every now and then, and she has a picture holding up an 8x10 in order to get a picture of the Rock and Roll Express.
Rock and Roll Express.
When did you become a wrestling fan, and who got you into pro wrestling?
So I've been a fan since I was like four or five. I just started watching it. I just discovered it on TV one day. Started watching it. Then my mom fell in love with it as well. We're both yelling at the TV. My mom still yells at the TV. She still follows along. Loves her stories. Loves
The
her
stories. The stories.
I mean, it's what's kept us here for so many years, right? So yeah, me and my mom started watching it. My grandpa would always make fun of us. He's like, these guys go and have beer afterwards.
Don't say it. The Rock said it 2 weeks ago, and he's still paying the price.
I wouldn't say it.
Okay.
I wouldn't say it. But Grandpa's like, they're going to have beer together afterwards, and we're like, no, they're not. And we were so angry about it. But me and my mom, we would always go to wrestling every time it came to the Saginaw Civic Center. And back in the day when Ticketmaster is not online, so Mom's out in the snow. Is like waiting for the little ticket window to open, right? And we're there in the snow.
Yes, kids. Back in the day, people our age used to actually go to the physical building and wait in line at the box office to buy a physical ticket. So Mom would do that for you.
Mom would do that, and if we didn't have like first row, it was like, she's like, there's second row left. Do you want to go?
Once you sit in the first row for pro wrestling,
right. That's it. You can't go to fourth row or beyond.
Do you happen to know, like, my story about what the final nail in my coffin was, like, at 12 years old? When
I don't know.
Front row, Madison Square Garden, the night Jimmy Snuka jumped off the top of the steel cage.
You were there.
I was in the front row. I'm in the front row. Dreamer's like in the fourth row. McFoley's like in the 10th row.
Wow.
Little Guido's there. Like, so many are there with us were there for that inspiration night. But being in the front row and being able to touch, like, Jimmy Snuka when he came by, that was it. I knew. So I totally get what you said. Once you're in that front row.
That's it. There's no going back.
Did you have a favorite night of being at a pro wrestling match?
We literally went every time it came to Saginaw or Flint. Detroit was a little far for us, but like anytime it came. I saw everybody. I saw Ric Flair, Terry Funk. I loved Terry Funk. Great Muda.
Whoa. You love metal and you love Terry Funk?
I love Terry Funk. Love Terry Funk.
Oh, my God.
God rest Terry Funk.
Oh, Alicia, my sweet little honey pie.
So we'll get there later on, but I interviewed Terry Funk one time, and we were getting set up, and he's like, "Where's my hat? You seen my hat?" His wife was looking for his hat. He goes, "Is my hair messed up?" And he just had a little patch. He says, "My hair messed up?" I said, "No." I said, "Is mine?" And he goes, "You don't want me to answer that."
You do have some interesting hair. Did you ever train to be a pro wrestler? Or?
No. So, okay, because the only things I ever loved were wrestling and music, okay? Drumming started to take off. Had an 18-year career in drumming. I needed my limbs, so I'm not going to start wrestling, right? And then once I got out of music, a little older at that point to start learning wrestling, right? So
you look like you're 25.
Thank you. I'm not, but thank you. So yeah, not going to start wrestling at that point, but 18-year career in music, hated the music business at some point, got out of music.
Disgusting.
It's disgusting, and now it's just really, really gone in the garbage.
So how the hell did you get here?
Okay. So as I'm getting out of music, I was like, what do I love? Nothing but wrestling. I'm not going to be a wrestler at this age. I'll start a YouTube series. So I started interviewing wrestlers. That's where I met Terry Funk, Stan Hansen. Had Stan on my show.
You had Stan Hansen on your show?
I did. Yeah.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. As I fall deeper into the abyss.
Yeah, Stan Hansen. So started getting all of these legends on the show, like right away, interviewing them. And then I started working with an indie promotion in California.
So were you doing like, when you say you're doing it, it's like a Chris Van Vliet thing? You kind of did your own little startup gig and it took off?
Did my own thing.
Okay.
Yeah, took off really quickly. Didn't even do that many episodes, but then just kind of fell in with the right people in California. So started working with an indie company there. And then Rhino comes along. Rhino kind of comes into my life.
Are you about to tell me that Rhino is the guy that discovered you?
Kinda,
the guy
yeah.
the guy who solved the biggest problem at TLC 2 in the Astrodome at
Yes.
WrestleMania 17, that Rhino.
And then solve my problem of like, what am I going to do after music? Rhino is the problem solver here. He is the puzzle.
There's something you'll never hear again for the rest of your life.
Rhino, okay, I texted him yesterday and I said, hey, I'm going to be on Bubba Ray's show tomorrow. I said, your name came up, just saying hi. Hope you're doing well. He calls me back. I hope he's not going to get mad at this. He calls me back, leaves me this message. I'm driving. I don't like to text and drive, so I don't quite understand your question. I'm like, I didn't ask you a question. I just said hi. I'm going to be on.
He's shoot crazy. And if you ever listen to a Rhino story, where it starts is never where it stops if it stops.
If it stops, yeah.
Because this guy will go on. It's like reading the book. Like if you want to go left, turn to page 18. If you want to go right,
Choose your own ending.
He chooses. Okay, so Rhino brings you to the front door of the WWE.
Basically, so I'm very good friends with former bass player of Smashing Pumpkins. Long story condensed. Okay,
Yeah, well, I'm good friends with Billy Corgan.
Okay. So bass player of Smashing Pumpkins.
So there.
Bass player is nicer. No.
Sean? How does she pronounce your name?
Nicole. Nicole played bass for Smashing Pumpkins for like 4 years.
Okay.
Now she's in Garbage. Okay, so Rhino goes to see Smashing Pumpkins. My friend Nicole texts me. She's like, do you know this guy? She's like, I know you like wrestling. Sends me a picture of her and Rhino. I was like, yeah, I know Rhino from ECW and whatever. Cut to a few months later, I see Rhino at an indie show in Bay City, Michigan. We start talking. He's like, I know your friend from Smashing Pumpkin. This is how we meet and become friends. Okay? Then he sees my show on YouTube. He goes, did you ever think about working for WWE? I was like, well, of course, but like, how am I going to do that? Everybody wants to work for WWE. He's like, let me show them your stuff. So he sent in my interviews, got an audition. Long story short, here we are, 6.5 years later.
You were the voice of NXT.
Yes.
Then you went to SmackDown. Now you're on Raw.
Yeah.
Like, you talk about kind of having the rocket ship strapped to your back, right?
I guess.
One of the things, and I just recently noticed this about you, when you're announcing, especially the main events. Because of now I know about your singing background and the guttural death metal, you take your ring announcing very seriously.
Yeah.
Like, I see that look on your face.
Yeah.
Like, you're intense.
I'm in there. I'm in the ring. It's a huge moment. I'm in
You
WWE.
really take
It's a
pride
huge moment.
in
Absolutely.
that announcement.
Absolutely. I'm honored to be in a WWE ring every time I step in the door. Yeah.
Do you establish, when you're announcing a main event, do you talk to the people involved in the match? Do you know how they want to be announced, or is it just the way you'd like to do it?
I have asked several of them. Most of the consensus is
Do your thing.
do your thing, have fun. Cody Rhodes was like, do I have you at Mania? I said, yeah. He goes, all right.
He gave you our shape.
He didn't do
You did
ours.
our shape with Cody Rhodes?
No,
We're done.
it was different. It was
We're done.
different. I'm kidding.
We're done. You did our
I'm
shape with Cody
kidding.
Rhodes.
No, it was a little different.
All right. So the wrestling, that's how you got here. Rhino, NXT, SmackDown, Raw. You're doing an amazing job. I'm not blowing smoke up your ass.
Thank you. I know you wouldn't. Thank you.
You bring such a, like I said, an intense quality to the ring announcing. Very different than what I've ever seen before.
Thank you.
Want to jump back to music.
Man, just off this interview alone, you can see why WWE replaced Samantha Irvin so easy. They didn't argue with her or nothing. They didn't play with that girl. These guys are grooming talent, and they know what they're doing, and they have talent on deck. WWE have talent on deck. This lady, we only halfway through the interview, and the way she carries herself, the way she speaks, her story, impeccable lady. Salute to Alicia Taylor.
And
Today I'm sticking with wrestling.
If without a doubt, if you didn't have aspirations to be a full-time drummer or be in rock and roll full-time, would you have gotten in the ring and started to bump and run the ropes?
I think so.
Did you have an
I
athlete?
think so.
Were you an athlete?
I played like volleyball and a little basketball and stuff. So when I was little, I would always make my mom stop whatever she's doing, working in the kitchen, doing whatever. I'm like, Mom, come announce me to the ring. Right? And she'd be like, all right. She'd be like making her way to the ring. And I'm coming down the hall and I've got like whatever I've turned into a robe, right?
Yep.
The couch, the arm was my top turnbuckle. I'm dropping elbows like the Macho Man onto my leg.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the cream of the crop, brother. It's the Macho King, Randy Savage, yeah. So, yeah, I'm like beating up my life-size teddy bear and stuff. I really, like, that's all I did. Like, most girls played with Barbie dolls, and I just had all of the action figures, like all of the wrestlers. I still have an AWA ring.
An AWA, like, action figure ring?
Yeah, gray and red, AWA. And I have the old WWE
Right.
old logo.
You should sell your AWA ring to Cardona. He'll pay stupid money for it. Stupid. Like he pays.
I'm calling Chelsea right now.
Call him right now. If you get Chelsea on the phone, give me the phone. I want to talk to Chelsea.
Should we call her?
She needs to put. Just get her on the phone. How about? I'm a huge Chelsea fan. I'm a Chelsea fan.
I love Chelsea.
Because nobody can get more done and get themselves over in 1 minute than Chelsea Green can.
Yeah, she's brilliant. She's brilliant.
She really is good at what she does.
I've told her this before. I love everything she does. The chemistry with her and Piper. And now they've added Elba, which is great as well. But like what Piper and her have together, I'm always like Laurel and Hardy. I feel like it's like
sure. You're
like
dating
that.
yourself, but I get it.
I mean, I wasn't around in the 1920s, say, but
Do you have? I'm not asking you for your favorite performer in the WWE.
Yeah.
I'm not putting you on the spot like that, although I would. But do you have a performer that you really truly enjoy watching? Whether it's a wrestling match, a promo, who is it?
I automatically think of the women first.
Yeah.
I love Io Sky, Charlotte Flair, Bailey, Natalia, right? Those are all great. But then I'm like, I can't leave out these people. I honestly think that we have the best roster right now of I don't want to say any time period, but in a long time. Like Bianca,
Just
Rhea,
women.
Becky.
The women's roster is strong as all hell.
Everybody, really. And then in the men's side, I love Jacob Fatu. Love Jacob Fatu.
Yep, absolutely.
Penta. I love what Dominic Mysterio's doing. I think that's pretty brilliant as well.
Io, Rhea, and
Io,
Rhea, and who tore the house down night one? Opening match, night two, I'm sorry.
Bianca,
Io,
Rhea,
and Rhea.
Yes. I love all three of them.
Some are saying the greatest women's match in WrestleMania history.
Could be. Yeah.
It was really strong.
I wouldn't
Just
dispute
last
that.
week, I always like to put people over to their face. I saw Io here last week, and I could not. I was like, Io, please, I want to talk to you. And I was like, that match was great. She was very appreciative of all that. But I enjoy putting, giving the pat on the back when it's deserved to somebody, so they can truly see how, you appreciate, their efforts.
Yeah.
What has been the hardest part of the wrestling business for you, other than travel?
Hardest part of the
But you went through hell getting from Omaha last night here today, but there was no way.
I wasn't
no
gonna miss
way
this.
you were standing
I
me up.
wasn't gonna miss this.
There you go.
No,
There you go.
there's no way. There's no way. I had an hour and a half sleep, and I'm here on 3 Red Bulls. God bless. I'm held together by Red Bull and eyelash glue.
The lashes are on point, though. You got the little crystals going on, the lashes.
Thank you. The hardest part of the wrestling business so far.
For you, as an announcer.
For me, as an announcer, I would say...
Or is nothing difficult for you?
No. I mean, I would say having to ignore the stupidity of online people. Now,
But you're not on Twitter that much.
Because
TWITTAH.
Twitter. Because I'm not really a social media person.
You're not a social person.
I'm definitely not a social person. I'm not.
Like, I think you were serious when you tweeted today. Like, I don't do a lot of interviews.
I've done one interview since I've been in WWE.
No kidding.
Yeah. And that's just because the guy was from my college. And I was
Gotcha.
like, let me do the hometown thing. I've done no other interviews.
So,
I don't like people to really know much about me.
Okay.
I'm just my circle's very small. You and I connected right away. I wouldn't turn this down.
I said you were like my new bestie when you came before you came on.
It's serious. Like, I don't.
We did hit it off.
We hit it off.
We really did. It's that unique. It's that unique chemistry that you find with some people. Like, wow, I really like that person,
Yeah.
and I know I like them right off the bat.
Yes.
We just had to find like that common ground, and our common ground was
We're
Slayer.
very similar in a lot of different ways, and I'm a very no BS type of person, and I can tell the BS right away. So that's why I think
I'm
gravitated towards each other.
brutally cut and dry.
Yeah.
As you see on LFG.
Yeah.
And
I'm glad I'm in the role that I am.
have you been?
Which Undertaker said, "Stay in your role." That was the first heat that I had from Undertaker.
Know your role. Are you enjoying what you see on TV with LFG every Sunday night on A&E?
I love it, and not just because I'm a part of the show. At first, and I know you talked about this a little bit with the Undertaker on your show, but it's weird to show everyone kind of what all of the stuff that's happening behind the scenes, right?
And with him, it's night and day for him to pull that curtain. And you're getting to witness him do this for the first time.
Yes. Yeah, it's crazy. It's been incredible. And I really like how LFG's coming, like the final episodes. Like, I like how everything has really come together.
This was a very good interview, and salute to Busted Open Radio for the interview. And guys, my go home question today is, do you think Alicia is right by not being in the media, by shying away from being in the media, by the public attention? Do you think she's doing the right thing, or do you think she's limiting herself by not putting herself out there like the rest of these wrestlers do and the announcers do? But she's kind of quiet. You don't hear much from her, but she is so sweet. All right, guys, hit that like button on your way out. Don't forget to share the video on all your social media platforms. Check out the video that's going to pop up at the end of the screen here. You might have missed that one. And don't subscribe unless you're a wrestling fan, y'all. You know what I mean? If you're a wrestling fan, then you might as well go on and subscribe, because all we do is talk wrestling over here, and we bring you the latest.
This is a wreck. He's moving like an uncaged animal.
No lie, he's wild in there.